Right now, join T-Mobile and get an unlimited family plan with Netflix included, so you can watch in more places than ever before on your phone, tablet, or TV. Plus, buy one Samsung Galaxy S9 and get one free with 24 monthly bill credits, so you and your family can binge your Netflix favorites on your new phones. Call 1-800-T-Mobile or visit a store today.
Unlimited data on their network. Video streams at 480p. Small fraction of customers using over 50 gigs per month may have reduced speeds. If you cancel, balance is due. Well-qualified customers, full price, $720 plus tax. Finance agreements required. Netflix for 2 screens. Terms apply.
Blog Talk Radio.
Welcome to the War Room. We got Dev, Kill, Jimmy, PJ, B. Austin, the Hot Block Commander. How you wanna end a 1 or 2 hour show to keep the brain running with the premise to talk sports on a national level? Bold with the topic, sorta like the rebels when it's game time. They like the Fab Five during prime time. Sports conglomerates speak their minds a little bit. For sports medicine and sports veterans and greats. The 4th and 26th saw the war in Kuwait. It's the War Room with 5 nights at the round table. 5 Philly guys, diversified and educated.
Of course we are. All right, what up, everybody out there in War Room Nation? We are back once again live in the War Room, brought to you by War Room Sports on the War Room Sports Podcast Network. I'm one of your hosts. I'm Dev McMillan. I'm in the building with my bros. We got Jimmy the Blueprint in the building. B. Austin to be here with us in a few minutes. Hey, Jimmy, man, your man Jalen Ramsey let his proverbial hands go on the QBs of the NFL this week. We're going to discuss his take, see if he's right. We're going to catch you up on everything else happening in the world of sports. So keep it locked right here for this and everything else happening all around our world of sports. And if you want to get in on the conversation, make sure you join us right now in the JW Philly Realty chat room at blogtalkradio.com/The War Room, or you could join us on Facebook or Twitter at War Room Sports. You can also call us directly in about 5 minutes when we open up the Digital Extreme Tech hotline. That number is 323-100012. But before we get started, as usual, make sure during the week, we're not live on air, you check out archive episodes of our show at warroomsports.com, the War Room Sports mobile app, iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Spreaker, and most other places you do your podcast listening. All right, man, what's up? We got to get to the bottom of a few things. You know how we usually like to start out. We can't really start a show without mentioning the president because dude just be wilding. So is Omarosa really man's best friend? Like, what's up with that?
Yo, she just dropped some new fire this afternoon. I don't know if you've heard it yet.
She did?
Yeah, she got some more damning audio. Like someone said, she dropping these joints like old school clue tapes. Like she just dropped some new fire today though.
She's just leaking them out. Like she got a plan. Like this gonna come out Friday and this gonna come out Sunday night. While everybody eating.
Her rollout is mean. Yeah, she knew we was about to start the show, so she dropped that fire. Basically, her getting bribed to not say anything.
Other stuff being mad. She ain't always been with us, so a lot of people ain't trying to chat out. Yeah. All right, now B is in the building with us. What up? Omarosa a dog or no?
In every possible way.
Yo, but man, he's crazy, man. Every time he tweets or says something, like, you just can't believe that it's coming from the president of the United States, man. This dude on Twitter calling people dogs and all kinds of crazy stuff, man.
Like that really seems to get you. For me, I'm really of the opinion, like, I'm more shocked with the people that defend him than I am with his actions. I expect the unexpected in terms of depraved behavior from 45. I expect it. I'm ready for it. I actually, in a sick and twisted way, I enjoy it because I believe this is exactly what America deserves as a whole. Now, of course, there's some fine citizens and patriots out there who don't deserve this, but as a whole, this is deserved. man, all of the people that we dealt with went under 44 that told us we live in a post-racial society. Yeah. All right. Uh-huh.
No, it's not even the expectation factor. The thing that I'm most surprised about is like, yo, who is around? I can't ask who raised him, but who is around this dude? Like, after, more than a year, why haven't they taken this dude's phone yet? Like,
they scared, man. They don't want to get fired.
Why not? Like, take the chance.
I mean, because honestly, it's working. That appeals to his base.
Right.
So why would you take it?
I don't know, but I think, you have his base. You have some people that just took a chance, and then you have people that just voted for him because he ran under the Republican flag. You know what I'm saying? I appeals to everybody that got him in office. I don't know if his base is strong enough if he alienates everybody to where it's just them to be able to win.
I
feel what y'all saying. I just think, and that's probably true, but I'm just like his advisors must really be like shivering, afraid of him, because nobody seems to be telling this dude, even though, because we definitely got to give some rest in peace shout outs to the Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, who passed away earlier this morning. And that links, I was about to say, even though he put out a tweet about her death and then it was deleted and he put out a quote unquote better tweet. His original tweet said something along the lines of, my condolences. Aretha Franklin was somebody I knew. She worked for me on a couple of occasions. So I'm like, everybody probably was like, yo, that's a bad look. Like, somebody dies and you just, letting us know that you paid her some money. She was like, and I found out what he was talking about. She sang at one of his casinos in like the 80s a couple of times. So instead of just saying rest in peace or my condolences to the family, he has to add, she works for me. And I was talking to my wife about it. I kind of figured, well, he's killing two birds with one stone. He's trying to appear that he has compassion for everyone. She is a black woman, so he gives his condolences. But then on the other hand, he has to let his base know, no, she's not my friend, though. She worked for me a couple times. So, it was effective for what it was. But then he put out another one that it was more, it sounded a little more compassionate and didn't talk about the fact that, he paid her some change to do something strange. So I think somebody got to him with that. You know what I'm saying? Somebody like, yo, you can't, you got to change that. You know what I mean? So I figure, on some of this other stuff, or maybe, he does what he wants. Like, you gave him that suggestion, and he was like, all right, cool, I'll change that. But you told him, I don't know if you should call Omarosa a dog on Twitter. He's like, F that dog. Shut up. Get out of here. I don't know.
Yeah, but like,
anyway, rest in peace to Aretha.
I'm telling you, the crazier it gets, the more people, and it's people that I know that the more crazier it gets, they start to like him, believe it or not. I know that sounds crazy, right? But they can't believe this boy got the audacity to do. And it's kind of sad because I see people that, like, I'm talking about brothers and sisters that the entertainment value of it, like, because they don't believe in the system anyway, so they like the entertainment value of boys.
I mean, that's what B. Austin basically just said. And I can't say I don't understand. Like, you kind of look forward to, you wake up, you go to the bathroom, you check your bank accounts, you check your investments, and then you were like, what Trump say this morning? Yeah, so you look forward.
That's how it is. Double tap some buns and go look at Twitter.
No doubt. And on that note, man, we're going to get into these hot topics, and hot topics are brought to you by MyBookie. All right, what up, War Room fan? Let's talk turkey for a minute and how much of it you can make betting on sports contests at MyBookie. If you haven't checked out MyBookie, it's a great time to do so. Lay down some dough on the biggest games in sports. You got the NFL coming up. Join us and thousands of other online players placing bets at mybookie.ag. You tired of getting a runaround when it's time for a payout? That's why we want you to join MyBookie. You win, they pay, fast and without any hassles. You waste time betting on sports anywhere else, except for maybe Vegas. They have in-live betting, so you can place wagers after tip-off, kickoff, or whatever sport you're watching. And now, MyBookie will match your first deposit with a 50% bonus. All you got to do to get your bonus is use promo code WARROOM, all caps WARROM. That'll activate your offer. Visit mybookie.ag today. Play, win, get paid. Period. All right. College hoops, man. Let's talk about some preseason college hoops action, because Zion Williams of Duke, he's going into this season with a lot of hype, you know what I'm saying? And all of it isn't good hype, but so I'll say he's going into the season with a lot of attention, a lot of eyes on him. There's been a lot of critiquing of his game throughout his high school years. There are those who think he's just an athlete. He can't do much, other than be an athlete. They played a preseason, pretty much exhibition game yesterday against Ryerson University, which is a university up in Toronto. So before we talk about it, just keep that in mind, because I don't know. I mean, they got some NBA, but I don't know how many ballers they got up in Canada. They don't bust their guns up in Canada. But
the university was trying to get that check.
So he showed out though against Ryerson University. He had 29 points, 13 rebounds, countless highlight reel plays and dunks. Did you guys see the game or the highlights to this, and what did you think about his debut?
I have not, and so, Brother Jimmy, you're gonna have to talk about the specific game. I just want to take a moment to recognize the fact that, there's a couple reasons that I root for Zion. Number one, he's a young black male from suburban, southern city. So I respect his bustle and his grind. He got the grandparents in the picture. But dude is I root for all athletic fat guys and ugly people. Like, I root for them in sports. And your man still has baby fat, so we gonna throw him in the fat guy category. Your man is 6'4" and 290. Wait for it.
He's 6'8" though.
Yeah, wait for it. He got a 44-inch vertical leap. Kids didn't do that at.
That he has.
Why? Why he jumped that high? How are you? Listen, he's an offensive lineman that has a 44-inch vertical. Come on, cuz.
Yeah.
Come on, Come on,
I it's crazy because I've heard the comparisons, and first off, to watch him just jump when they were doing this jumping drills, I was in awe. How do you jump that high when you're 300 pounds? That's one. Two, this brother's 6'8". And I heard people say this is young Barkley. Barkley wasn't this size though. This boy is
he's with us.
I was telling.
With us, he wanted a fat dude, and he jumped that high. Why?
Listen, I was telling I was talking to Casey Mack in the group chat. I'm like, this boy is like Karl Malone with Vince Bounce. This boy is ridiculous, in terms of his athleticism. But the thing is, we've already known that, and we're like, he could just jump. He has a jump shot that you could work with. I mean, he shoot better. He shoot better than a rookie of the year. The boy can actually shoot a little bit now. And he's lefty, so it kind of reminded me of a young Larry Johnson before he became a cross-dresser. The young Larry Johnson that was explosive, that played for UNLV. That's kind of what it reminded me of. Stocky boy that just has very athletic, but this boy is something else.
Shout out to Grandma.
It's gonna be very exciting to watch Duke games. Although no one really likes Duke, but I'm honestly gonna watch because of him. Because I know I'm gonna get at least one. I'm gonna get
That's the thing.
An all moment every game.
Will Duke detractors put aside their hatred for 1 year and actually root for this kid? That's what I want.
I don't know about rooting for Duke, but I will be watching. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the thing about basketball is we like to talk about the fundamentals and the beauty of the game, but when the teams like the Spurs and the Pistons play, the ish is boring. The thing about basketball is if you really like fundamentals and all those type parts of the game, you can watch the WNBA because a lot of the WNBA, they're fundamentally sound. The difference is
they're actually better basketball players, but nobody would know.
They don't have 44-inch verticals. Like I can't see people fly. Like when I watch sports, the beauty of me of watching sports is people doing stuff that I know I can never do and is like unimaginable. Like it's damn near like a circus.
I need for y'all to tell me why this boy 300 pounds and jumped that high, yo. I'm still stuck.
What's something in the food, B?
Yo, he dunked from the foul line, yo. He dunked from the foul. Yo, he's 300 pounds and sick. Yo, he dunked from the foul line, cuz.
Yo, some of his rebounds last night were highlights. He jumped so high to grab rebounds. I'm like, yo, how is your rebound better than some people's dunks?
I'm going to tell you what I'm afraid of. I'm afraid for him because of his weight. My fear is that he's already able to do things that we know only the original people that came and populated Africa could do. Like, we already know that. I'm afraid that his limbs, like his joints, are going to degrade because you're not meant to do that at 300 pounds. I don't care how much melanin you have. That's not real.
No, you're right. But I think
sounds good.
I think
it'll make some million people that happens, though.
Yeah, as the season progresses, I think he's going to get in better shape. He's already lost a little bit of weight since being at Duke. So you see that Coach K is running him and getting him in better shape. By the time the season progresses and when it comes down to the draft, he's going to be, like, in a whole different shape, like, because this isn't high school anymore. And you know, shout out to Last Chance U. We saw, like, what he talked about, like, Duke workouts. So Coach K is you could tell just by looking at him that he's lost a little bit of weight, but he hasn't lost any explosiveness. So watch his performance last night. I'm like, yo.
I don't even know, Jimmy, if he lost weight. He's looking more muscular to me. So he might stay up at that weight.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he hasn't lost the weight, but he doesn't look as fat as he did before. Like
right.
Maybe you are right there. Maybe he's turning that into muscle. But whatever it is, you can see a difference in him since being in Duke. So his BMI is probably down like this. Like Coach K is working him, and I think he's going to get him prepared to play at the next level. But like, it's going to be a highlight reel just watching that team play. And the crazy part about it is he's not even their best player. The boy R.J. Barrett is dumb nice, but
he went crazy last night too.
Yo, he can't fly though. Like Bull fly. Like yo, you can't fly. You know what I'm saying? It's like yo.
So we're not talking about
R.J.
you right
Barrett
now. We're talking
like
about the flying.
But he can't fly though.
But listen,
R.J.
this is what I
Barrett got all
noticed.
the tools and gadgets, but he can't fly.
Right.
So it's like Batman.
You see him bringing the ball up sometime, and he's taller than the ball. So this is what I noticed from the game last night. You know, I keep having to preface it with, you know, with it being Ryerson. I don't know what their history is or what their current roster is, you know, current roster makeup is. I still notice some stuff as a basketball dude, you know, like when we talked about some of those. I mean, they didn't have much of a chance because of how high he jumped anyway, but, you know, dudes weren't boxing out. I saw him hit maybe like 3 3-pointers, and he wasn't contested on any of them. Maybe that was the respect level for his shot. And none of them really went into the net too clean, but he is showing you if you're going to leave me open, I can make you pay for it. There's a lot of guys in the history of even the NBA that we've seen that get no respect on their jump shot, and they really can't make people pay for the disrespect. So at least for one game, you know, his long range shot was falling, and he let these dudes pay just for either leaving him altogether so they wouldn't get driven by and banged on, or on one of them I saw the dude, he raised up. He didn't even raise a hand defensively to challenge it. He just immediately turned around, box out, like assuming the dude was going to miss the shot, and he canned it. So if he can get that on a consistent note, plus the way that he can drive, like he doesn't have to drive by you because as soon as he jumps into the air, anybody who goes with him gets peeled off of him like banana skin because the dude is so heavy and so, he I don't know. I'm interested to see what's going to happen after next year.
What I know is
The Big Show.
Because of his reputation and the fact that he will posterize people, like it sort of reminds me of like Steph, right? Steph's handle isn't like that, but his jump shot is so crazy that he gets by people because they're afraid he's going to pull up. And it's like with this dude, they're so afraid he's going to get by him and posterize him that he gets open looks. And sometimes, like, when he gets that first step, cats don't want to end up in the poster. So it's like, yo,
I'm confused.
What I'm going to do?
I'm confused. Like when I saw 81 scores.
You say what?
I think Steph handled it.
Yeah, Steph handled the truth now. He worked on it. I think you remember Steph maybe last year, Davidson's first year in the league.
Not last year. I watch him play. Put it like this, like I watch him play. I don't think Steph got he ain't no Kyrie, but nobody is. So I shouldn't use him as the benchmark. But, you know, like for me, when I watch Steph play, I see him get a lot off just because of his shooting ability, which is a good thing. I'm not disrespecting him, but I don't think that Steph got a yo-yo though.
I don't know. I didn't before, but I think he does now.
Yo, I don't think Jimmy is familiar with. His pregame warm-up, his dribble warm-up, not the shooting. Steph got a yo-yo.
I mean, I watch all their games, though. Like, I watch every game this season. Like, I've seen him play. I just don't think that I wouldn't consider him.
Watch anytime he play against Chris Paul, he show it. He be trying to embarrass that dude.
But even a lot of that is based on like his shooting ability. Like Chris Paul's an overrated defender, but that's neither here nor there.
True.
Excuse me, folks. I'm eating popcorn on the air. I'm ignorant. All right. Shout out to the homie Zion. All right, Dwayne Wade, spelled Dwayne Wade. I don't know what's wrong with the way they spell that boy's name, but Dwayne. Somebody reported that he will play one last season in Miami. Now, right before the show, I realized that Dwayne Wade kind of shot down those rumors. He's still saying if he plays another season, it will only be with Miami, but he hasn't committed yet to playing that last season. So let's say he does. Yeah. Does Dwayne Wade get the Dr. J going away tour type thing when he leaves and he hits his last couple of road stops? Does he get the Kobe treatment? You know, where the people on the road who hated him for 20 years actually were giving him standing ovations. So their real feelings come out when the dude's about to leave.
Man, listen, man. All I'm going to say is shout out to our brother Phil Maddox. We saw Gabby's IG post today, and D-Wade won another championship. That's all I'm going to say. Because, man, listen. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to Nikki Union. But,
he's going to get the treatment in Miami, but is he going to get the treatment league-wide is what I'm asking you. I
mean, probably. That's how it is. I mean, you give the legends their flowers when you know they're on their way out, even though they're half of the person they used to be. Yo, real quick, though, did y'all see Scott Hughes' comment in the chat room that he played in high school with a guy who was 6'2", 250 and had a 44-inch vert? He said that he needed a cheat sheet to spell the word cat.
Yeah, yo.
The boy needed a cheat sheet to spell the word cat. Come on, guys.
Don't forget, Zion go to Duke. He probably can't do it.
Yo, it's like more like Snake Off. What's happening? What up, Raj? What up, Rerun? My fault.
Yo, Snake might be the dumbest between Snake and Bonner from Last Chance U.
Yo, Last Chance U was at work, but yo, yeah, so D Wade is going to definitely get his flowers if he does that farewell tour. You know what I'm saying? That goes back in time too. Like that's not like a new phenomenon for those who don't know. I remember Dr. J got his farewell tour and they gave him the rocking chair and all that. Kareem. Mm-hmm. I mean, Magic had to leave suddenly, so he really didn't get his. But
and they were scared to touch him.
Yo, Cat they wanted to give Mike one, but they knew he was gonna come back 6-7 times, so they were like, he ain't going nowhere. And he always left abruptly as well. But Kobe, who announced his, got his. Shaq just kept trying to hang around and play for different teams, so he didn't get a chance to have that farewell season. So you kind of have to set this up. You got to still be able to contribute somewhat and be like, yo, this is my last season. Like,
I was about to say, Jimmy, Kevin Garnett couldn't get no minutes, so people forgot to give him his. But
yo, my question is this though. Like, considering that we live on a cold off Earth now. When Raymond decides that he's going to call it his last season and he announces it, what is the Blumpkins going to be like on his road trip?
Yo, they're going to turn every arena into Caligula and fly the rainbow flag with his face on.
Yo,
they're going to
be able to get
to equity at every.
Yo,
LeBron going to get equity in every team in the league. 2% of this team, 1% of this team.
They're going to retire his jersey on every joint. All
they're
three of them.
going to Jackie Robinson and boys?
They're going to retire his joint on every arena.
I mean, according to Daryl Morley, never mind. But anyway,
I mean, the number, that would be two numbers. So, that was like Jordan's number and Doc's number. The funny part, it was LeBron who said some years back that nobody should be able to wear 23 for the rest of his career. That was weird. But,
yeah, but then he was like, I'm better than Bull. Like, he started believing it, like, I'm better than Bull. So he said, Mike wore my number.
That's what it's going to end up being. Mike wore his number because he knew, LeBron was going to wear it when he was born. Yeah, so did y'all hear Dwight Howard? Well, I think actually this time it was his agent talking, but something weird, something strange, something borderline, not even borderline, something stupid comes out of his camp every week, whether he's saying it or somebody else. So now that he's about to be a Washington Wizard, his agent comes out and says, y'all ready for this? Yeah.
Yo, I heard it, yo.
His agent comes out and says that Dwight is working on evolving, and I'm paraphrasing here. He wants to evolve his game into an Anthony Davis or a Kevin Durant or something like that. The exact quote. Then he said, but his own version of that. He wants to evolve into an
He would have to have the full-on transgender surgery for it to evolve into his type of that game. Yeah.
Well, first off, you missing the biggest part of this, though, B. Austin. The biggest part of this is he's trying to transform his game into guys that are younger than him. That he's their old man.
He's 15 years in, talking about evolving his game into something.
And I guarantee you that those dudes probably looked up to him, but now he's saying, I want to be like them.
But listen, Jim, 15 years in, what coach is going to let Dwight Howard start dribbling? What coach is going to let Dwight Howard start shooting?
Yo, this is the equivalent. This is the equivalent of the old. This is the equivalent of the old head on the block who's like 61, but he got on Balenciagas and a white T-shirt, and he got his tight pants with his belt showing damn near 40, still running from cops. Like this is the equivalent of that.
That type of old head.
The type.
But do we not hear something like this?
20 years younger.
Do we not hear something like this from Dwight every year, though? Remember before he played for the Hornets, he said he was working on his three-point game. I remember. He was sitting at the table, I think it was at the finals before last season. He was at the table with Paul Pierce and Scottie Pippen, telling them that he's working hard on his three-point game so he can extend his career. And they were sitting there, acting like it was a cool thing. Yo, he shot 1 for 7 from three-point range as a Charlotte Hornet. And he shot 6 for 63 for his whole career.
I know.
Now, bless his heart, man.
Y'all might not. Don't bless that dude. Y'all might not cop to this, but if any of us were on an NBA coaching staff and Dwight Howard shot a 3, y'all wouldn't punch him in the face.
But let me. I don't even want to call this playing devil's advocate. I just want to give a different perspective. Dwight Howard was very dominant early in his career, so dominant that a lot of us thought that he was about to be the next becoming of. He was like playing at Shaq levels. That year that they went to the finals, he played out of his mind, and I thought he was going to be a superstar. Now he got injured, and he really hasn't had the same explosiveness since he's been injured. And to me, it's like this boy is just trying to prolong his career and get paid, which is why he doesn't mind going from team to team to team. And he gets opportunities because of just how dominant he was back then. So my man said, I'm trying to extend my career. All it means is I'm trying to collect these checks as long as humanly possible because I'll never be the player that I once was. Because he lost the one thing that made him so dominant was of how explosive he was. You take that away, what else do you have left? Because he never really had moves or an amazing skill set, but he was probably he's one of the more younger, explosive players in the league.
It's kind of funny because he still is a 20-10 guy. As crazy as that sounds, he's still 18-10.
He hasn't scored 20 and 10 since that injury though. Like before the injury, he was above 20 and 10. Like
he's way above.
He's still been a solid player. That's the thing. Like he's been putting up Christian Laettner numbers, and for those that think I'm joking, like Christian Laettner really put up these type numbers, but so he's been a solid pro. But the
where
thing
Christian Laettner was in the NBA, I think people really really forgot about that.
But see, Christian Laettner suffered from the same thing without the injury. Christian Laettner was such a great college player that, but Christian Laettner might be top 3 college player of all time, like just from a college level. As much as it pains me to say that, but you can't. So it's like the same thing, kind of like. So no matter, even though Dwight's been a solid pro, it's like that promise that he showed that year when he was jumping out the building and throwing everything defensively. He was dunking on everybody. Like he doesn't have that explosiveness. So now he's Eric Dampier.
I'm gonna read y'all something that's a shame though, because in Charlotte, his 1 year in Charlotte, and he played 81 games, started 81 games. He averaged 16.5 points and 12.5 rebounds. And we talk about this dude like he's washed. But 16 and 12.5, if you don't play like the big men of today that they want you to play like, then it doesn't mean anything. They still think you're a dinosaur even if you're putting up numbers. Because there are all-stars with worse numbers
look at it this way.
than him. All-star big men with worse numbers.
He averages better than Clint Capella, if I'm not mistaken. What's Capella's numbers?
Everybody averages better than Clint Capella, but he's the type of dude that they want these days.
They like stretch 4s and 5s. Like everybody got to be stretched. Like shout out to the Europeans who just come over and dominate the league. They colonize.
Clint Capella can't really shoot. Like so, it's either or. You either want that stretch 4, or you just want like that lob dude, that you can just throw lobs. What they call them, rim runners. They call them rim runners or something like that.
Well, that's what Dwight used to be, but Dwight can't jump like he used to. DeAndre Jordan, Serge Ibaka tried. He was that, and then all of a sudden he became a 3-point shooter. So
like the now came from the mold of Tyson Chandler. You only have to weigh 185 pounds. You run to the rim, catch lobs, you block shots, and you play good defense. Clint Capella averaged 13.9 and 10.8 assists. And he just broke off. And Dwight Howard
Dwight put up better numbers than him. And we don't even look at him. And I guess
that's what I'm telling you. But if he doesn't play that style, they don't care what he's doing because they're thinking he might be putting up numbers, but he's slowing down our offense because he's still trying to play that methodical, back to the basket big man type thing. So he's slowing down offenses, but he's getting buckets and getting rebounds, and to be, his reward is being on his 4th team in 4 years. Clint Capella just got $80-90 million. And has no.
Those are the worst dudes to play against, though. Like I used to hate dudes like that on the playground. Dudes that played like a Tyson Chandler, like who didn't have any interest in shooting.
And they were also the dudes, Jimmy, that you hated to play in a shirts and skins game because they was touching you too much. They be all over you. Punch you in your face, Clint Capella.
Shirts and skins was trash, man.
It was nasty. I thought that even before I got fat. It wasn't even about me being fat.
Me too, dog. Even I was in the best shape of my life. I hated it because listen, I was already a terrible defender. I was a terrible defender. So you gonna try to like post me up when you ain't got no shirt on? Like, come on, cuz you can have this fucking. Take that serious.
Yeah, and back then, that's posting up was in back then. So because they watching all these Larry Johnson and Charles Barkley on TV.
Yeah, the cats when they get in the post try to back you down and dribble 84 times with the Mark Jackson type jump. I'm like, look, man, either I'm gonna let you go by and knock the ball out from behind, or you gonna get this free layup because I'm not gonna sit here and let you just sweat on me, dog. Pause. But back to Dwight. That is very interesting when you pull up his numbers because, like I said, it's the same thing though. Is that when you see someone that was like man, and the next thing you know, is average numbers like, you know what I mean? It's like if Anthony Davis got hurt and he came back and averaged like 17 and 12, we'd be like, yeah, but you was putting up 25, 15, 10 and 6 before. Like, you know, he set the bar high, and it's, you know, but at the same time, on the flip side of that, he's a victim of his own success. But even that has allowed him to kind of like be around. Like, he's going to play for several more years.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, he might still end up in Springfield. He might still end
pretty
up
much.
There. His first half resume might have put him in there already.
Yo, is Laker in the Hall of Fame?
Who?
No.
I think his college career.
I was wondering
he's
whether
definitely in the college.
His college career.
He in the college Hall of
Fame. I thought that was a college is a separate one. I thought the Naismith was everything.
No, they have a college Hall of Fame, that is everything. They have a the Naismith encompasses everything, but you still have a just college joint. Yeah. Okay. In front of the building on that one.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Because just like Jimmy said, like, no matter how much you hate him or his squad, there's no way that you can deny what he was as a college player. Yeah, the National Collegiate Basketball Hall of Fame is in Kansas City, Missouri. So nobody visits
okay.
that.
Dang,
shout out to the homie K.C. Mack though. Even he moved out of there.
K.C. Mack, I know you listening. K.C. Mack, you ever been to that Hall of Fame, yo?
He probably like, I ain't been home in like 16 years. All right, so
that's true.
Yeah, before we take some calls, Bruce Bowen is out as the Clippers TV analyst because of his on an XM radio show about Kawhi Leonard. Now, we're going to link this in a minute. I'm going to give you his quotes. He said, I think there's nothing but excuses going on. First it was, well, I was misdiagnosed. Look here, you got $18 million this year, and you think they're going to rush you? You didn't play for the most part of a full season this year, and you're the go-to guy. You're the franchise. And you want to say they didn't have your best interest at heart? Are you kidding me? And he said, I think he's getting bad advice. I think what you're starting to see now is an individual given a certain amount of advice, and it's not advice. It is. You were protected in San Antonio. You were able to come up during a time to lean on Tim and Tony Parker. Radio show. It wasn't anything terrible.
Deb, you breaking up a little bit, bro.
Clippers. Okay. Still breaking up?
Yeah.
Let me go to the...
Yeah.
My bad.
Right,
so, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
So what the link is, you guys know that the Clippers think that they're still in the running for Kawhi since, you know, all accounts say it's going to be a one and done thing in Toronto. So to protect their interests and, you know, still try to get him to come there in free agency 2019, they let Bruce Bowen walk after his contract was up instead of renewing it as the TV analyst. Is that a smart business move, or do you not even see them as having a legitimate shot enough to be doing this kind of stuff, or is it the Clippers being the Clippers?
Outside of being funny, this is a funny story. It's funny. But, this might be one of the corniest things. I hope the Clippers never win another game.
I mean, they don't win too many as it is, even when they got good.
But, when I first heard the story, I thought it was bananas like everybody did. But then I looked into it. He was in the middle of negotiating when he did all this. Like, so he wasn't under contract anyway. They just decided we're not even going to sign you back at this point. And the one thing that he never did, the one thing that he never did when he was doing this is kind of cop to the fact that he has a San Antonio bias. Like, he's part of that culture, community. The boy still lives in San Antonio. So it is not that he just said this. He's been very, according to what I read at least, he's been very slanderous of the board throughout this entire process leading up to this, but he's acting as if he's being objective when everybody knows that he doesn't have an objective bone in his body. He can't. He's a pop cycle. Not saying that to give him an excuse to do that, but I just think that there's more to the story than him just like saying this and they just fired him because he said this. It's a combination of a couple things. But now I'm not.
Kawhi Leonard doesn't play for the L.A. Clippers. Nor will he probably ever.
That's absolutely true. But I think to me, that's the
on one side, even though it is corny beat,
yeah,
you can kind of see, like, look, man, if we think we even have a shot at this franchise player, if we have somebody in this organization that's dogging them all the time, like our 5% shot is going to go down to 0. So you can kind of tell, but it's definitely
I started
corny.
thinking about it. To me, the illest part about this whole story is that Kawhi ruined DeMar DeRozan's life. He ruined this boy's life, and he ain't said one word.
He wrote a weak ass thank you.
Yo, my man said
everybody's life.
He ruining Cat's life without even saying anything. So you really can't blame him for this. But and another thing I wonder is, like, so I was asking people because they were going in. I'm like, well, let me ask you a question. This was LeBron James, and they had a chance to get in next year, but they fired someone that was saying slanderous things. Is there a problem with it? No, that's LeBron. So it's not what they did. It's who they did it for is what I'm finding out. That not saying you guys. I know you guys don't care about that.
No, I don't
but
care.
most people that seem to have a problem with that is because of who it is. If it was KD, I even ask that question too.
But you know what,
KD or LeBron.
Most people ain't got no morals.
If it was LeBron, then I understand what you're saying about other people. If it was LeBron, I would probably even be harder on the Clippers because my whole argument would be like, LeBron ain't coming to the Clippers. They all firing people for no reason.
But this is true. But
and I think the same thing about him. The only reason that they may have a tiny percentage is because he's from L.A. I don't know how it's going to play out in Lakerland this year. Something could happen that could turn him off, and he still just want to go home.
Now, here's the crazy part. We've seen teams in the past fire coaches and GMs and everything with the anticipation of a player. This is a TV analyst. This is how much I think he was making anyway. Like, this is nothing.
Yeah.
And
But they thinking this dude, his job is to let his hands go, but we can't have him letting his hands go on the dude that we're going to go after the most next year in free agency.
Or if you let your hands go, like, talk about the fact that, listen, I'm Mr. Spur, and I'm going to say these things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't act like, I'm being objective here. Guys, I'm just being honest. Like,
You know what's going to happen, though? Kawhi going to choose somewhere else. The next person they hire are going to be critical of Kawhi, and they're going to encourage it. They're going to let him let his hands go whenever he feel like it.
Absolutely.
Bruce Bowen going to be salty that he ain't got no job.
Yo,
absolutely.
If I was Kawhi, I would make them line up rose petals whenever I was coming to LA. Well, you think I'm coming? You need
they
to
gonna
have.
Do that anyway.
You need to have 5 servants and a train of camels and elephants to parade me. My feet should never touch the ground when I'm in LA. If y'all want me here as a Clipper, I would make them do anything.
If I'm Kawhi, I'm trolling Bruce Bowen, and I'm gonna send him a thank you letter. It says thank you.
Or bye bye.
Getting your own damn self fired.
Bars.
All right, so let's take a quick call. I see the homie Rob. He was on the line. He hung up. He called back. See what you want to talk about real quick before we continue these hot topics. Rob out in Cali. Ironically, we were just speaking about some Cali stuff. You're in the war room, good brother. What's up?
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
It's your boy Big Rob, a.k.a. Silent Big Daily. Even though I'm in the library, I still got a lot of energy, man. What's up, man? Before I talk about my Eagles, man, play that track, man. Play that track, yo.
This boy be calling them a request. I got to play the track. If this going to be a thing, you got to let me know. I'll have it ready for you a little quicker. I got you. Don't worry about it. I got you. All right.
Yo, I just want to say real quick
that
the newest lead singer of Queen his significant other is straight puss. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all even get that, but I'll explain later. If y'all want me to. Because Queen has a new lead singer, and he's a boy that's with the other side, and he messes with the boy Sam Smith, who slandered Michael Jackson this week. We'll get into that another time, though.
I didn't hear about the Jackson slander.
Oh, you didn't hear about that? The boy got caught.
No.
Boy got caught like they was on vacation or something, and the boy, his name Adam Lambert, the boy from American Idol. He's the new lead singer of Queen.
Adam Lambert is the new lead singer of Queen?
Oh yeah. So,
damn, he came up.
He came up crazy, right? So anyway, him and the boy Sam Smith. Him and the boy Sam Smith are like some sort of out.com power couple. So they were on vacation or something, and the boy was posting like an IG jump, and in the background, Sam Smith says like, I don't really like Michael Jackson, but this song is good. Talking about human nature. So after that, the internet they gave him all kinds of work. Like, even
Sam Smith
even
is a good artist, but you got to be all that to dismiss Mike
it was actual recording artist legends, and I'll show you some of the tweets later, who went at his neck calling him a one-hit wonder. Don't you ever disrespect Mike? Like, dog. I mean, people let their hands.
Jim, I'm looking at a headline that says singer Stephanie Mills fully gathers Sam Smith for saying he doesn't like. Yo, first of all, is that a new way to say drag? She fully gathered him. Like, is that the new word I gotta say?
Listen,
she gathered him.
First off, who knew Stephanie Mills was active online? That's one thing. Stephanie Mills got some classics. That's one thing. Two, she told the boy, y'all come in here taking our music. Like, she called the boy basically a colonizer. She let him have it. But anyway,
all right, Rob, what's up, man? What you want to say?
But,
I mean, all I gotta say to that is the only one who ever can criticize Michael passed away a couple of years ago. That was Prince. You know what I'm saying? Salute to Prince. They had a back and forth going on. Which I think Michael did a backhand compliment, trying to invite him to be Wesley Snipes in the video bad, but that's neither here or there.
Yeah, but Prince don't bust his gun. What's up? What you wanted to talk about the Eagles?
Prince be busting them chicks. My fault. Go ahead.
I just want to ask. Wow.
He bust them draws.
Yo.
While wearing them draws.
Yo. Go ahead, Rob. Go ahead, man.
I do want to ask a round table. I just want to ask, we're reminiscing real quick since we're facing the Patriots. Where were you during the Super Bowl, and what was the reaction when the moment where Tom Brady had Butterfingers in the fourth quarter?
You asking me or B. Austin?
Both, all three, but really B. Austin and Dad.
Oh, I was in my basement with about 20 Eagles fans, and it was crazy. It sounded like a stadium in that joint. And the Butterfinger moment, it kind of seemed like that was it. It was sealed. So somebody in the back of the room started chopping onions, something like that. So I don't know. My eyes got a little warm and watery. But the Patriots being who they are, though, even when you think it's completely sealed up, they still somehow give themselves a chance to stay in the game. So it kind of even if you waited 40 years like me, it kind of tugged at your emotions a little bit because you thought you could start letting it go and you can breathe easy and stop being so tense, and then you do still take it down to the very last play.
We deal a lot in hyperbole on this show, but I dead ass am waiting for someone to call me and tell me, "Oh no, the Patriots really won." Y'all ain't won.
He's still waiting for that.
I'm still waiting.
I don't know what y'all watched.
I go back and watch that game, and I'm waiting for a different outcome. Like, I still can't believe that we are the world champion Philadelphia Eagles. Like, I still am waiting for some practical jokes on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm waiting. But Rob, I was in my living room, in my zone, and I ran outside, and I live, kind of towards the end of the block, and there's a cul-de-sac, and I ran around that cul-de-sac about 3 times during that game, and there's neighbors that haven't spoken to me since. Like they don't but that's cool. I like it that way.
Yo, and Rob, if you want me to answer, I was in the crib watching Flash on Netflix, trying to see if Barry was going to find out who Savitar really was and whether he was going to have to leave and go to Earth 3 to figure out what was going on. And I also had my phone in my hand, and I was double tapping buns on IG. But like my whole house shook when everything happened because people was literally in the street screaming. Because I'm in the city, so like I'm not joking. Like the whole house shook, like because everybody just left the street. So I kind of knew what it was, and I didn't watch one snap still to this day.
I feel you, man. Thank you for all y'all. I was at the bar, and Eagles bar. It was an Eagles bar, Philadelphia bar. And there was a lot
of Eagles fans out there, Rob. When I came out there for the Rams game, that stadium had to be like 65-35 in favor of Eagles fans.
Yeah, you know what? Because no comment, because like LA is a basketball town. It doesn't make any sense to have a football team here.
So people just pick who they like since they. Yo, there's a lot of Eagles fans, a lot of essays out that joint. Can we say that? That's cool, right?
Hey, what's up? That's okay.
a lot of essays out there with the green on.
That was for their gang. That was for their gang. That wasn't for us.
So what do you think they're gonna do this year, Rob? What do you think the regular season record gonna be? What do you think they do in the playoffs if they make the playoffs? Real quick, because we gotta roll out.
I can't say because it's just preseason. I gotta see after preseason going into the first game because we have injuries do happen and it changes the team, right? But I will say is I
was going strictly on roster because I don't watch preseason football, so I couldn't tell you what the hell is going on in preseason.
It's going to depend on. Because everybody's going to come back healthy, but it's going to depend on how the DBs are. The line is going in Michael Bennett case because in the third, I'm going to leave the third thing for last because the DBs, B often goes back and forth. But the thing is that in that Super Bowl, I understand. And I always say this, I could live with Gronkowski getting all up in the face, eggs all up in our face. I don't care, because Gronkowski. But I can't live with Chris Hogan or any of the other clowns, you know what I'm saying? They're not all pro. So,
they're a good young group, man. They just have to work on consistency. That's all it is. You have to remember how young the group is. They'll be all right. I mean, shoot, they played well enough to be a strong unit on a Super Bowl team last year. Just expect them to get better. They'll be all right.
No. I'm not judging the DB. I'm not talking about the.
And your man playing this year, and they real high on him.
The charge. I'm talking about the coaching.
Yeah, Sidney Jones, they real high on him.
It's the coaching. When you back up 8 yards off the ball, and the Patriots were doing 12-yard routes. And they were just getting open sesame. It's a big problem.
Rob, we won the Super Bowl, man. I'm not saying that what you're saying isn't valid. I'm just saying take a breath. You're used to being an Eagles fan. We're used to trashing them and everything they do. Dog, they won the Super Bowl. Let them get a little, you know what I mean? Let's be grateful for a minute. And just let them dudes live for a minute. If they start, being crazy and doing stupid stuff again, then that time will come. But for now, you got me queuing up the song every time you call. You know what it is. They won the Super Bowl, man. That joy shouldn't be out of your heart yet.
The funny thing is, like our brother Rob is almost like a true Philadelphia Eagles fan because he's negative. You born like you can't appreciate. We are the world champ. Like we could have 4 seasons.
Even though we ain't play nobody in Germany, we the world champs.
We the world champions, man. Universal.
You know what? I will say is these last 2 things. I wish we had Bo Scambra from Alabama because I told people when we got Jay Ajayi, the second Chronicles 13, the power of dreadlocks. I just say that the power of dreadlocks is upon thee. I guess it's called blown. And I will say this, shout out to Amy, because while I was at that Eagle bar during the Super Bowl, every time the Eagles made a touchdown big play, this Snow Bunny, who was a Marine. Actually, no, she was an officer. She's an officer, by the way. She kept jumping in my arms, you know what I'm saying, the whole time. So,
I thought he was going to get something after the game. All right, man. We holler at you next week, though, man. We got to roll, all right?
Well, I don't kiss on the mouth, but, that's me here and there. But, y'all take
all right, take it easy, man. Peace.
All right, Rob.
Yeah, man. My thing is, even though we do this, every week, B, and as the season approaches and we start doing football previews and stuff like that, people going to be asking us technical questions about the Eagles. They're going to be mad at me because they're going to be like, so what do you think the Eagles need to improve on? I'm like, man, Eagles won the Super Bowl.
You're going to say being a better Super Bowl champion?
Yeah, I just don't have it in me for criticism and critique right now. And I should. You know what I'm saying? We at some point we're going to have to do our jobs, but it ain't time to do that yet. So anyway. All right. Last few hot topics before we move on, man. 2 quick basketball things. Melo, there's talk that Carmelo Anthony is going to have to come off of the bench for the Houston Rockets. TMZ ran up on Melo and asked him, and he was like, all right, just let it play out. Like, nobody's really said that. And then, according to Woj, he said Carmelo will have a chance to compete for a starting spot in training camp, but could ultimately come off the bench based on what Rockets coach Mike D'Antoni decides is best for the team. Do you guys see any way that they ask Carmelo Anthony to come off of the bench?
I could see it if Antoni wants to be a little disrespectful and really stick to his system and all of that. But the reality is he's competing against Gerald Green. And Gerald Green can jump really high, and he's developed a nice little jumper. Gerald Green is no one's starting small forward in the NBA. So I think Melo's going to redeem himself. I think the reports of his demise are we're a little misinformed, and I messed that quote all up. But I don't.
You tore that apart.
Yeah, I brutalized it. I got CTE. I apologize.
Brutalizer, accelerator. So I can't really see it. Like, the talk is out there. The talk was even out there last year, and Melo was like, I ain't coming off nobody's bench. I think on this team he would be more receptive to it if it happened, if it had to happen. But I don't see it happening, man. Like you said,
ain't nobody taking.
What's crazy about that is like
at the end of the day, he's still Carmelo Anthony, man.
And it's interesting because to me, like, it's not even matter who starts; it matters who finishes. Like, Jamal Crawford doesn't start, but he's at the end of every game, especially when it's close.
He's a different circumstance.
Same with Lou Willville. Now, again, I'm naming the best 6 men in the league. But what I'm saying is, if you're that good, it doesn't
Melo ain't
matter
coming off the bench with that type of energy, though. I don't think he'd be able to do off the bench with that.
But to B. Austin's point, I actually hope you're right, because I watched a lot of him play over the last 2 seasons, and it's kind of depressing because he's been like a shell of himself. And I don't know whether it's a situation, whether he has just, like, fell off that way. I mean, he still gets buckets from time to time. But, like, the old Melo was like, you throw it in the Melo, and it's like a toolbox. You're going to get everything that you want. The new Melo is
That's
like,
the thing.
I got to pick my spots.
I think because Melo, because he can score any which way, like it kind of makes people forget that Melo might be kind of getting aged out of the game too. And I'm not even talking about just his age, just the way he plays. Melo kind of slows down a team in an era where basketball is sped up a little bit. And I'm not even talking about like fast break, Showtime type speed up, but there's not a lot of throwing it into the post and letting somebody go to work. Like if you're ISOing out top. It's a lot of driving kicks. It's just, I think he might also be a victim of what a lot of the, traditional big men are victims of. Even though he has a well-rounded offensive game and can do more things, Melo was never quick with his feet. You know what I'm saying? So he's not really beating anybody off the dribble these days. So he's either spotting up and shooting or getting in the post.
But his game
don't play from the post
conducive.
anymore.
His game isn't conducive to what the NBA now is, a running gun league.
Right.
The NBA has been colonized by the Europeans, like all of Africa. Slow it down. Anyway, but no. But at the same time, yeah, definitely that was bars. But it's crazy because like Melo is like pretty much. He came around too late. If Melo played in the '80s, Melo might be like a GOAT contender because. That's when
he would be Bernard King.
Possibly. But what I'm saying is like his game, he doesn't fit into. I get what Dev is saying about that. So it's interesting to see because the team he's going to is one of the guys that play this way the most. Like it's a weird fit. Like him even going there with Antony, as we call him. Being the head coach, playing the system.
They did in New York.
Even him going there is kind of weird. Yeah, it didn't work together, and they had nothing but bad things to say about each other when it ended. So it's like even him going there was kind of weird. Like on paper, they're a contender, yes. And I guess it's like if I go here and not the Warriors, I don't look like I'm chip chasing. But when I'm low key chip chasing. I'm chip chasing a little bit different.
All right, this is Even though this next thing is 5 people, we got to talk about it quickly so we can stay on track. But Bleacher Report put out their list of the 5 most overhyped NBA players going into the 2018-2019 season. And that list consists of DeMarcus Cousins, Golden State, Zach LaVine, Chicago Bulls, Josh Jackson, Phoenix Suns, Kawhi Leonard, Toronto Raptors, and the king of the league, Jason Tatum for the Boston Celtics. Now, I might have said him first, but I don't know. But is there anybody, first of all, on this list that you guys disagree with before we get into the reasons that it could be?
No.
I mean, and it might not be your top 5 because I don't think any of us sat down and think about a top 5 list.
For me,
but can you see
I guess,
these dudes being overhyped?
Yeah, I can see why.
With the exception of one guy, and maybe that's my circle. I see a lot of overhyping of Cousins.
You ain't even going to play with
Tatum. Yeah, exactly.
I think that's the reason he's on the list because, like they don't even know when dude's going to play and how effective he's going to be. But because of his name, we're putting the Golden State Warriors up there in the pantheon of greatest teams ever, like including dream teams and all that stuff. Because they just added DeMarcus Cousins, who might not even contribute.
The interesting one to me is Zach LaVine because I don't ever heard anybody hype him up other than his contract. And also,
I think that's all it could be.
Josh Jackson is interesting to me because maybe it's my circle, but no one really talks about Josh Jackson. Like I haven't heard he's about to have a breakout year or he's going to take it to the next level. Like we don't talk Josh Jackson in my circle. Like whether I'm on Twitter or wherever. Like I haven't heard Josh Jackson. All the rest of the guys, I've heard the hype. I haven't heard the hype with Josh Jackson or Zach LaVine other than Zach LaVine's bread.
Yeah, I've heard thing here
Zach.
Because Zach LaVine wasn't even getting a lot of offers when he signed the offer sheet. So, who's overhyping him besides his contract? But I guess when Zach LaVine gets $78 million, I guess you have to put him somewhere on the list.
Who were the Bulls negotiating against? Like, what was going on there? Like,
No, they did a
like,
couple of those because why does Jabari Parker get $20 million a year? Like why and how? And that's not a knock. No, I love
because of LA Fitness. He that guy. That's why.
Yo, I love Jabari's game. I love his game.
No, I mean, but the Bulls, in all actuality, they had to negotiate against somebody because, remember, he was a restricted free agent. So the Kings had signed him to the offer sheet, so they had to match it. So they had one suitor, basically one person to.
Jabari Parker is from Chi-Town, though, right? So that's like a hometown thing. I know he had a huge following in Chi-Town, and he's like a light fitness legend out there too.
Yeah, he is. He's from that area.
Yo, he the best.
Yeah, legend at the University of Central Illinois, and he never went there. He'd be in their gym wreaking havoc.
Yo, he was in their gym looking like LeBron, though, wasn't he? I was like, yo, who this boy?
All right, so why is Kawhi Leonard on the list? Is it for the same reasons that Boogie Cousins is on the list? But he should be back from his injury. I would think he was on this list because he hasn't played in a year. You don't really know if he's going to be the same player. And the fact that he's probably upset at where he is. Like, is he going to play hard? Is he going to play at all?
Here's
he
my
might
thing.
stretch this injury out for another year.
Kawhi Leonard is the official bad guy of the league at this point. Like, it's like watching wrestling and you see somebody turn heel because he was like one of the more beloved guys because he played in Pop system. He was understated. And it's funny how when he was going along with the flow and playing with Duncan and all them, he didn't say anything. That was an honorable trait. But now that he's out of there and he's still not, he doesn't change. Like he's been a talkative person, but now that's like the most negative thing I see people talk about him. He's got to say something. He's got to do this. You loved him for being quiet a couple years ago, though. But he's turned heel. So he's the guy. He's like, in the words of O'Shea Jackson, he's the Libyan you love to hate. He doesn't say Libyan, but he's that guy now. So I'll be interested because he can take this one or two ways. He can either come out and just ball out of his mind. Cause he's on a good team. He's on a team that has the chance to win the Eastern Conference if he can like put up just what DeRozan did. Like they're a solid team. So he has that opportunity, or he can sulk and just like continue to ruin his legacy.
Why is Jason Tatum on this list?
Jason Tatum.
Because he's on LeBron. I think the person that made the list is a secret LeBron lover. But he's. I'm a lightweight fan of Jason Tatum. I like where it's going. He's going to see the Wizards and the stages and the imams to get his game better. I see it. I get it. I get it.
He went to shake Kobe Bryant.
He went to shake Al Bryant. I get it. But we are hearing a lot about what his potential is and what the result. It's almost like they're trying to hand him the keys, but we haven't really seen him cook the food yet to know that dish is going to be a good dish. So I get where some people say he's a little overhyped.
B, this hype, the level of the hype wasn't there until the playoffs. And what I think people are failing to realize is Kyrie didn't play in the playoffs. Your man, white boy, didn't. Was it Hayward?
Gordon Hayward
play in the playoffs. So when they're at full strength, which makes them a very scary team because you still have dudes who are going to have to take a back seat like Tatum, like Jaylen Brown. But when they're at full strength, are his touches even going to be what they are to keep up that type of production? Like when he was averaging 13 points in the regular season, he was a good player, but he was an afterthought in the Rookie of the Year race. It was a two-man race in everybody's mind. He gets into the playoffs and gives the Sixers buckets, and then, all of a sudden, he's the next LeBron. So I definitely see why Jason Tatum is on this list, but it's going to be difficult for him to keep that kind of production up when you have – first of all, they're going to have to make a decision in the starting lineup between him and Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown up out of here.
He ain't up out of here right now. So right now they got to make a decision of minutes. They got a
lot of good problems, yo.
Right, they got to make a decision about minutes in the short term before somebody ends up getting up out of there. And Jaylen Brown averaged 18 points a game in the playoffs himself. So, and he's only what a year older. So you got to hype him just as much if you're hyping up Tatum like this.
Listen, man.
The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field. Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass.
My man said, that's a deal. What?
They've already crowned him. And it's interesting to me because in order for that team to reach its maximum potential, he's going to have to, like, not say take a step back, but, like, they're going to have to play like the Pistons, for Christ's sake, even though they're a bomb squad. But imagine having like two starting fives that can just come in and get buckets and play defense. Like, that's what they have. If these guys a lot of these guys are going to have to, like, you know, sacrifice for the team if they're willing to do that. But
and to keep up any kind of production, anything near what he was doing in the playoffs, even the regular season, he's going to have to be more efficient now because the touches are going to be less. He's going to have to do that on less touches and, you know, less offensive attention.
In terms of this list, is interesting to me because I didn't think they would put him on a list. But I've kind of been joking about this since the playoffs on our show, in our group chat, on Twitter, because like, again, this is my circle again. In my circle, I'm seeing people. I've seen him compared to Larry Bird. I've seen him. They pretty much said that he's going to be.
Could he be the best Celtic ever type stuff?
Yes, they're saying that he is going to be. They're saying he's going to be the next king of the league. Like LeBron, when LeBron goes away, this is going to be the guy to carry the torch to be the face.
They're going to have to get Barry out of there because Barry ain't deferring to nobody on that team.
And what's interesting about this is the kind of Koloff we live in, it could be worse with him than LeBron because he has all the Duke fanboys behind him. He's more marketable as a light-skinned brother. So it's kind of weird, man. But, like, I was shocked they put it there, but they hit the nail on the head with that one. Like, he has to be. And that's no like, slight of his game because when you make a list like that, what you can do is prove them wrong. You got to go out there and ball out and show them that, okay, now what?
Yeah. All right, so quick stat of the week before we move on. And this stat of the week is a flashback to September 12th, 2004, when y'all man Jerome the Bus Bettis rushed. He had 5 carries for 1 yard and 3 touchdowns. That was a day that will always live in infamy in fantasy football because Jerome Bettis that season wasn't really producing. They were trying to, do his – he was finally being the bus, and they were using him in goal line, stuff like that. So anybody who had him on his team, it was just for that reason. And without getting any damn yards, this dude scored 3 touchdowns and had a nice fantasy day for somebody for no damn reason. 5 carries, 1 yard, 3 touchdowns, and a 24-21 victory over the Oakland Raiders. So shout out to him for that stat line.
That was brazy, yo.
No. All right, so before Jimmy tells us what happened this week while y'all were on the grind, y'all know the deal. Y'all can check out the website at warroomsports.com. But if you want to call in and speak with us about any of today's topics, dial the Digital Extreme Tech hotline. That number is 323-410-0012. Press 1 when prompted, but if you're already listening from your phone, just press 1 if you want to holler at the generals. All right, what happened this week, Blueprint?
Yes, sir. It's definitely time to talk about what happened while you were on the grind. And for those who don't know, this is brought to you by Sports the Book. Just let's make it very simple. The greatest sports book ever written. So if you want to get a copy of that, go to sportsthebook.com or go to the hub, which is warroomsports.com. But you got to get it. It's the best sports book you'll ever read. But listen, man, we got to move on. Kobe Bean Bryant, a.k.a. Black Mamba. AKA,
Black Cash.
I should have paid her like Shaq did. He made a $6 million investment in Body Armor, which is now worth $200 million after Coke purchased a stake in the company. So Kobe is out here, getting his angel investor on, and having success in doing that. People talk about like the advantages of investing when you figure it. I saw a meme today. Someone actually put it in the meme. Like it took Kobe 15 years to make $200 million in the NBA, and it took him like 4 years to make it as an investor because he made a wise investment. But salute to Kobe Bean Bryant. for having
Spencer Haywood,
the Brian Siebel Fund.
Yeah. Now, if you guys out there aren't familiar with Body Armor, it's a competitor to Gatorade, but it's marketed as a healthier competitor to Gatorade. And Kobe was the fourth largest investor in the brand behind its co-founder. His name is Mike Repole, Coca-Cola, and Keurig Dr. Pepper. Until this minute, I didn't know that Keurig and Dr. Pepper were on the same team.
Absolutely, yeah.
But
they merged.
So shout out to them. But he was the fourth largest investor in the brand. Now, like I said, Coca-Cola stepped in and moved to the second largest investor in the brand, and Kobe's stake, as Jimmy just told y'all, went up from a $6 million investment to being worth $200 million. Now, I read some stuff, Jim. First of all, Body Armor is projected to top $400 million in sales in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Now, on the court, throughout his 20-year career, Kobe made $328 million. So like Jimmy alluded to, he basically hit the lottery just now for another $200 million. But I heard with his NBA earnings during his career and his endorsement earnings, he's brought in like $650 million throughout his basketball career.
Yeah.
And then you add this on top of, not saying he's worth $650 million, that's what he's bought in. You know, he had to spend a lot on that ring.
I'm about to say the same thing. He spent about a good $100 million trying to like fix things at home.
Trying to get his wife back because he gave her like 4 cribs and a ring. It was crazy back in the day.
He had to pay for the times that he thought about doing something wrong. But anyway.
So either way, life still happens. He still got bills. So we're not telling you that he's worth $650 million, but that's how much he bought in. And then you put this on it. You know, we talk about a lot of other people out here. You know, Kobe one day might quietly be on his way to $1 billion, but I think after Mike, you know, doing it and making it there after his career. And then you have Kobe, who might make it there a little after his career, LeBron, who might make it there during his career. This might actually start to become the norm for the mega stars in the NBA.
Which is a good thing.
They're going to take these blueprints.
But here's the key. How many of these guys are going to be able to leverage themselves into positions of power within the game that we dominate as cattle? Like, we can be the cattle and all this, but can you turn this into equity stakes within the organization? Because here's the thing, like, I always find it interesting how, you know, we say, all they teach our kids is sports and entertainment, which I get because we're a lot more than that. But at the same time, we don't even own those industries. To me, like, because we dominate that so well, we should be owners of that. Like, which is why the Negro League was so important.
It's not simple, and I know that I take pot shots
simple
at
in terms of what?
This generation and the times that we live in, but at no other time and point in history have people been able to leverage their personal brand as a business unto itself like today. Because in past, even if you had a huge following or a huge brand, you had to go to someone else to figure out how to leverage and work that, and the value wasn't placed on it. You had to give something up in going to other people. Now you're able
part
to.
Of that is true, but also part of that is cats didn't even ask for it in the past. And even when it was offered to them, they said, no, give me the money, a la Spencer Haywood. Like, so even when cats had opportunity, if you read Dr. J's book,
they didn't know what that opportunity.
Dudes didn't know that they was looking at the moon and the stars.
But that's what Dev is saying, though. Dev is saying now that they know that, it's a difference. So I don't think it's just a matter of the times changing and they weren't offered that. First off, even when they were offered, they turned it down. Like, Wilt Chamberlain mentioned several companies that offer him stakes, and he's like, give me the cat. Same with Dr. J. Same with a lot of the older stars, because a lot of these companies were doing this as a way to save money because they didn't have money. But now that people have seen the way that this works and see what you can do with this, and I think this is what Dev was saying, this might become the new norm. But I think it's more than just the time that, you know, they're getting the opportunity, because even in the past, when given the opportunity, they didn't see the value. Now people will see the value because of a LeBron, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Jason Tatum, those kind of guys.
I saw you. He slid Jason Tatum right up in there. Piss off.
Bars.
Jay Tatum is the new one. You the one. You the one, cuz.
He Neo,
right, what else happened besides Kobe hitting the lottery?
Yeah.
Make 200 in one day.
No,
All right,
I got a question about this story, man. Antonio Tarver, right? And by the way, shout out to Coca-Cola and Pepsi who run their operations like gangs, because anytime any drink shows promise, they gobble them right up. Paul's like, Powerade is owned by Coke, Gatorade.
Get down or lay down.
Yo.
Didn't they grab
like,
vitamin water?
Yes, they did. And
Absolutely.
what they tell you basically is like, either you're going to sell us a stake in your company, or we're going to make something that competes with your company and put you out of business. So, yeah, you said the equivalent of that. You said the equivalent of that. Yes, you did. You said the street version of that. But anyway,
get down and lay down.
Move on to this next story. Antonio Tarver of Rocky fame, shout out to Roy Jones, is accused of punching his girlfriend's son over a Waffle House bill. My problem with this is,
I told that little ninja not to order the extra bacon, man.
Yo, you can order everything in a Waffle House for like $42. So why are you doing this? That's one. Two, I thought we wasn't supposed to be visiting Waffle Houses no more, man. They beat up our people there.
Because a whole family can eat there for $42. That was, believe it or not, Jim. Earlier, that was my first thought too. I'm like, so first of all, you cooning, because we're not supposed to be at the Waffle House.
Yeah, you
so
tell that to these Agans. You tell that to these Agans down here in Atlanta. I see, there's more coons in Waffle House today than there was yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, they think, Southern people think Waffle House is great. Like, I don't particularly think there's anything special about Waffle
it's
House.
absolute garbage.
So
it's garbage.
But when you think that highly of something, I understand the difficulty, because you told me right now that Chick-fil-A's owner, called us all niggas.
Which he has.
I would ask, what did y'all say to get him upset? Like what did y'all say to him? And he hasn't done that, B. Don't be out there with the rumors that be on websites that nobody's ever heard of. Fake news.
He thought it. He thought it.
He probably thought it. But he
shout out to Tobias, who I think is on hold to get on the line, but he left a message in the group chat said that we city slickers. We don't know about Waffle House. It's fire.
Man, I ate. Last time I was at a Waffle House, I was in Atlanta, and Tisha Campbell was in there. First, I was a little puzzled, but then I remembered that she and Dwayne Martin was having some money problems.
She ain't got no money.
Yeah, so she was in there, and the only matter of fact, three times in my life I've been to Waffle House. Twice in Atlanta, one in like '96, one like 3 years ago, and one time there's one Waffle House on 95 near Philly. And the only reason I stopped there because I was in Philly on my way back to D.C. with a Southerner, and they saw it and got so hyped and made me stop the car.
Southerners love it. Listen, I've been to Waffle House.
They don't get it. It's just regular old breakfast. It ain't nothing different than IHOP and Denny's and where we ain't supposed to go either. Denny's.
Listen, man.
It ain't better than IHOP.
I go to Waffle House all the time because I do like some work in Virginia. No clips, but and it's a Waffle House down there I frequent often, and I've also been to one in Atlanta as well. I've been to one in Atlanta as well, and to me, it's like, it's not trash. I mean, I'm not calling it trash because I did say it was trash. I mean, I take that back. It's not trash, but it's just nothing special about it to me. I go by
Jimmy at Waffle House. That's what I'm saying. It's not I'm not saying it's trash or it's bad. I'm just saying there's nothing special about it. Yeah,
nothing at all.
Sonic.
It's like
Mad Sonic.
It's like going to Sonic. Yeah, Mad Sonic. Like, Sonic ain't trash, but it's like, it's nothing special. Like, shout out to all our Southern listeners who swear
it's
by
not bad. Like if it's a Waffle House next to a Cracker Barrel, I'm probably going to the Cracker Barrel, even though it's called Cracker Barrel.
No days.
No, I don't even.
Well, we're not supposed to go there either.
I don't even see the Waffle House exist.
Bodies Waffle.
Cracker Barrel, fire.
Bodies. Yes,
Cracker Barrel French toast. Cracker Barrel French toast got blue magic in it.
Yeah, that's why when anybody try to tell me something foul about Cracker Barrel, I cut them off and just don't listen. But I gotta go pee. IHOP, I grew up on that, so it's cool. But IHOP, they draw a lot with all the circus pancakes and the trying to put whipped cream and strawberry and chocolate chip faces on everything. Like,
at the
I'm
same
always
time.
doing something crazy. Stuffed French toast. The French toast be stuffed with whipped cream, and they just do too much. They like the circus spot. But don't nobody make a pancake better than them cats.
Yeah, they're basic, just regular pancake without all the bells and whistles. Man, listen. Anyway, listen.
Right. Yo, how we get on this tangent because Tarver punched Bo in his face?
Yo, why? Like, what did he get on the tab that was that bad? Like, did he try to skip out on like splitting it or something? Because
he said because they were at the house arguing because they were at the joint earlier that morning, and he was upset that her 18-year-old son couldn't pay for his own food. So they got to arguing about it, and dude said, he stood over him and then punched him in his mouth.
Damn.
Tarver said they got into an argument where it led to some tussling, and then dude fell on the floor and hit his mouth. That's what he told the cops.
Yo,
you need more people.
Shout out to
way more people.
Shout out to Cardi B, who was so insecure that she showed her bench statement online, and she spent $500,000 on an exotic car, and then followed that up on. If you look at her statement, up on the Waffle House, spending like $60. You talk about
buy a Rari and then drive it to the Waffle House.
Yeah, right to the Waffle House.
That is very Atlantic.
Yo, we don't usually take calls during this segment, but let's get to the homie, especially since we're talking about some Southern stuff. Let's get to the homie Tobias, who happens to be out in Arizona. What's going on, good brother?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's up? Waffle House in the house?
About the Waffle House, bro.
Hey, man, I pull for Alabama football, so there ain't no point with me boycotting Waffle House. All right.
Yo,
so
this is true.
You ever punched anybody in the mouth over a tab at Waffle House? Though?
No. Hey, when I saw y'all that story of Tarver, first thing I thought about was Melvin punching Jody. That's the first thing that crossed my mind.
Little
Jody. Hey, but I want to call you guys first. I think Jalen Hurts skipped another pass or missed another open receiver. But anyway.
Jalen McNabb.
Yeah,
he trash.
Hey, basketball. I saw that list of most overhyped guys. Yes, I saw my boy Big Money Zach was on the list. But
and that's the only
Tatum,
reason.
Yes, part of it is with Tatum. Correct me if I'm wrong. They weren't huge. We all knew he'd be a good player, but they weren't super huge, unrealistic expectations on him. And look where the team he went to, the organization where he went to. This guy didn't go to the Kings like a lot of these young players who go to die.
Not much heavy lifting. No, but, the dude has game. I don't want to sound like I'm bashing him. But, after the playoffs, people just got crazy with it. And then everybody act like now they knew he was, everybody should have took Tatum before Boston picked.
Hello?
Why didn't the Sixers take Tatum? Why didn't the Lakers take Tatum? Now everybody, was a Tatum when was on Tatum to be the number one pick after dude was like consensus number one. Fultz was consensus number one for like 3-4 months.
You saying get off his Tatum. Y'all lying.
I'm saying let the young brother breathe. Let the young brother breathe. That's all. But go ahead, Tobias. All right.
Tobias done left him.
Oh, yeah.
I think Master came and got him or something.
No, he ran because he back on the line now. Tobias, what's up?
All right, cool.
We lost you for a minute.
Yeah, I missed it. I don't know what happened, but problem is that, like you were saying, like look where the team. He had Kyrie Irving on that team already. You had a playoff caliber team already of a big time, of a good coach. You had Gordon Hayward, who was an all-star level player, and an average Al Horford on the team. He didn't have to do all this heavy lifting like a lot of these young guys do who come into bad situations. He had a chance to just grow. And he was all right. It would have been cool if he was all right. So I think the lack of real, crazy expectations helped him as well.
He only got to play with
Hayward.
He didn't get to play with Hayward at all because he wasn't even in the game when dude got hurt. He hadn't even made his debut when he got hurt.
So everything he did was a bonus. But now, and one thing I talked to this cat at work, right? We got one of these guys at work who's a big analytics guy, right? And he talking about the 3-point shot. I was like, look, man, the 3-point shot first got in the NBA in 1979, 1980. I think Pistol Pete would have shot the 3-point shot if they was around then. But I was like, these guys, I said, the great players.
Jerry West would have, too.
Yes, so if all these great players, if the game was then, they would evolve it. And, you know, and these guys, it's like people make it like these players back then wouldn't evolve. Because times are different. You know, things are different, like medical, training. So I remember Michael Jordan was lifting weights to get ready for the Pistons. They was like, basketball players shouldn't lift weights because it messes up your jumper. And that was not even, it's like 30 years ago now. And now you got guys lifting weights.
I definitely remember that. I remember that. They made a big deal out of that. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah. The biggest deal they made out of it because he was doing it on mornings of the game, too. Mike was tripping. You probably still shouldn't do that, but.
Yeah, and now you got LeBron and like the Zion Williams kid looking like Gronk out there, you know. But like you guys are talking about like these players and endorsements and stuff. Part of it is also these players making a whole lot more money players did 10+ years ago. They got a lot more funny money to throw around big and take the swing and miss. But here's the thing that a lot of
it's all relative. It's all relative though, because even when companies offer them things in the past, those companies didn't have the market cap that they do now. So I mean, it's all relative because NBA athletes in terms of salary have been getting paid more than the average person going back to the 60s.
And you know what, Jimmy? And like what I was getting ready to get at was that like those guys like Haywood, Dr. J's, the guy was talking about. And I stick with our people. Most of our people came up poor with not much, and we didn't have anybody in our circles who knew anything about money. You know?
Yeah, but that goes to Dev's point, too, though. Dev's point is now things are progressing, right? So that's kind of what his point was, that now access to information changes things.
Yeah. I mean, there's always one person that has to take that leap. Like, we even talked about that with the whole social thing. You know, Michael Jordan being the first person to really be in that position, you know, you're going to take his mistakes and be like, all right, I'm going to do this better than him. And that's why LeBron's riches and his social props are going to come way earlier than Michael Jordan's did.
To me, after ESPN put out that 30 for 30 called Broke, if you go broke as an athlete after watching that, you deserve to.
Yeah, something wrong with you.
Hey, and I'll say this before I go. I know you got
you
other
watch
things
that
to get
and
to.
then call your investment guy the next day and still ask for inflatable furniture. Something wrong.
And I'll say this. I know you guys got other people to get to and like other things to take care of. But those athletes going broke. Here's the other thing also. Those baby mamas kill those athletes. And it's like you spending all that money after you're done playing. You still got to pay that child support. T.O. ain't the richest in the world. He got 4 baby mamas. Dwight Howard's going to be broke. The dude got more baby mamas than post moves. And so this guy here is actually going to – that stuff kills you more than anything also because that don't stop. And see, and y'all say this, I shut up. This is where you got to have those people who've been in the game. Kind of, you know, to say, hey, don't do this because this is what happens. This will mess up your money for your kids, your family. That you should not be forced.
The OGs in the game be like 24 now, though.
Yeah, and I say this, and I can say thanks for taking my call. But, guys, the problem is also these guys don't – like a lot of these guys still want to learn a hard way because there's no excuse if you have a God-given gift like that to leave that league in 10+ years and still be in the same position you were before you got here. But, hey, you guys take it easy, and y'all have a good week, man.
All right, man. You too. We talk to you next week.
Here.
Yeah, Tobias bringing the fire as usual. Yeah, he bringing that fire. But yeah, man. So that's a crazy story about we talking about money and the Waffle House bill.
Punching it.
Let's talk about Dak Fiddler, aka Grits Dummy. Dak Fiddler's pop was arrested for marijuana. That's Dak Prescott for those who aren't in the know, who can't catch the reference, because we got bars here. But Dak, because Dak wants to make America great again, but his father was arrested for marijuana, so
And his father black, so they treat him.
I don't think Dak acknowledges that, and he probably feels his father is in a place where he belongs, judging by who Dak
probably
supports.
True.
Yeah, well, he was caught driving on the highway in Orange County, Texas, released after posting $500 bond. So Dak didn't want all of the protesting and all that to be a distraction. He might have a few distractions now with his daddy's mugshot all over social media. So shout out to Dak.
Yes,
Uncle
sir.
Dak.
Another story in the news real fast. South Florida Police Union, they're actually urging their members to boycott Dolphins games over player protests because they still don't want to acknowledge why the players are protesting, but, you know, they just want to act mad and, you know, so.
Yeah, we've seen this before, but, you know, we definitely had to give Kenny Stills and Albert Wilson their props for having a police union be upset again and in their feelings during the Kiki Challenge over them protesting something. Look, if you're a police officer, even though this is kind of about you, if you aren't a police officer or if your department or your city, if they're not out there shooting unarmed black men, then there's nothing for you to be upset about because you're not the ones that they're protesting. So get out your feelings. That's all I got to say.
Facts. Mickey. Anyway, I have nothing else to add to that. I mean, you pretty much told, you know, it is what it is, man. Give some birthday shout-outs so we can move on.
No doubt. And the birthdays are brought to you by whoever you look to in times of need, when you need to show what your face is made of, whoever you give credit for your birth, that's who the birthdays are brought to you by. So, birthdays. We like to give a shout-out to Colt Brennan, who turns 35 years old. Ryan Longwell, a kicker.
Damn.
Ryan Longwell is 44 years old. We are getting old. Bonnie Bernstein turns 48 years old. I don't know if I knew Bonnie Bernstein was that old. Eric Swan, pass rush extraordinaire. He turns 48 as well. Former NFL tight end Ben Coates turns 49. Christian Okoye, the Nigerian Nightmare, who we haven't seen in years, is 58 years old. And we'd like to give a rest in peace shout-out to the
internet scam.
He's still alive? I thought Steve would have killed him.
You. All right, so and we'd like to give a rest in peace shout-out to former NFL player, former analyst, former Playboy Frank Gifford. He was born August 16th, 1930, and he passed on August 9th, 2015. We also like to give a shout-out to another one of War Room Sports fans and supporters, usually listening to the show, but I'm not sure if she's listening to the show right now because it's her birthday, but if you are, we'd like to give a happy birthday shout-out to Tennille Presson.
Tennille.
No doubt. So we'd like to give a nice big War Room salute to all of these ladies and gentlemen on their birthdays. All right.
Yes, sir.
Ed don't want to do it. All right. So y'all know the drill. Check out our website, warroomsports.com, if you want to call in and speak with us about Jalen Ramsey and him letting his hands go on the NFL quarterback. You can dial the Digital Extreme Technologies hotline at 323-410-0012. Press 1 when prompted, but if you're listening from your phone, just press 1 if you want to talk. All right.
Yes, sir. It's time to talk about the National Football League, and this is brought to you by Digital Extreme Technologies. Do you or your business need a custom website? Well,
hell yeah.
Here's what you do. Go to digitalextremetech.com. Stop using Wix sites. Stop pointing your website to a Facebook page and get you a real website so you can do real business.
Or a Yelp page.
You can do that by going,
I saw that today.
Going to Digital. Oh, that's
trash.
trash.
I'm going to send you my website.
Trash.
Send me a Yelp link.
Yo, that's even more trash. Now I'm about to bash your business. Just like, yo, they ain't got no website. Owner sent me to this trash page. 1 star. Anyway, go to digitalextremetech.com or call 267-205-4203. Tell them War Room Sports sent you for a discount. It's time to talk about some football.
Yo, the Phillies got consumer. Never mind. The Phillies just lost 24-4.
Yo,
24-4.
Yo,
that escalated quickly.
How many touchdowns did the Mets get?
Yo, that was a back and forth contest in the first few innings. Then they just opened up. Never mind.
Yo, they must have been running. Yeah, the Mets were scoring touchdowns. Anyway, Jalen Ramsey, a.k.a. You Tell Me, held a candid interview with GQ and critiqued many of the league's quarterbacks, as well as showing GQ some of his favorite things, like his Supreme book bag, his gold grill, his a bunch of his jewelry that he just like keeps in a bag randomly, all his Gucci wallets and Gucci money clips and so on and so forth. So it was very interesting, but the part that's making the headlines is how he slandered pretty much a majority of the quarterbacks in the league.
Right.
I know Dev probably has a list of how he went in on people.
I do. The headlines, though, when it came out the other day, was focusing on the fact that he said Matt Ryan was overrated. He said Josh Allen, the rookie quarterback for the Buffalo Bills, he called him straight up trash. Like I said, he said Matt Ryan was overrated and he was a product of Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. He also predicted that Deshaun Watson would be an NFL MVP. He said Jared Goff was average to above average. Said Ben Roethlisberger was decent at best, and Andrew Luck was not that good. So those are the ones that made the headline. But after we talk about that for a minute, we have a list of everybody. He went down most of the quarterbacks in the league. They may have asked him about all of them, and he gave a quick opinion about all of them. Now, when I first saw this, I was reading his comments about Matt Ryan, and I was like, well, being a product of Kyle Shanahan's system, that doesn't really make sense because Matt Ryan was already a good 8 years in the league, and was already considered a very good quarterback before Shanahan came there. Now, to be fair, though, Shanahan was there for 2 years. He had probably one of his worst statistical years the first year, but won MVP the second year and went to, had a trip to the Super Bowl. And then after Kyle Shanahan left, he kind of went back down to the level of year one with Kyle Shanahan. So after a little bit of thought, I'm like, okay, I can kind of see where he's coming from on that, but it's still kind of weird to say that somebody who was already 8 years in, had already been all-pro, bunch of Pro Bowls. It's kind of weird to say they're a product of somebody's system that they didn't even meet until they were already established as one of the better quarterbacks in the league.
All right, so for me,
okay.
No, I'll say for me, I'll be very brief with this. Like, I agree with most of his assessments from my limited watching last year, but I agree with the only thing that to me, and even more so than Matt Ryan, which I understand your perspective, what he said about Alicia Manning, which to me was the most egregious thing on that whole list. Because
I didn't even get to that one.
He said Eli Manning ain't really that good, but he's made by Odell Beckham. And I'm like, Eli got 2 rings. Like, without Odell Beckham, how does Odell Beckham
think about this,
Eli
Jim.
Manning? Like,
you ask how many rings has he won with Odell Beckham? How many playoffs has he gone to with Odell Beckham? How many seasons has he finished with Odell Beckham?
That
Beckham
to me was the most disturbing one. Everything else, I'm like, I see what you're saying. Everything else, I can see what you're saying. But that to me was like,
So they asked Eli about the comments today, and Eli was like, who? And these teams square off week 1. And even though I agree with Jimmy about those comments being egregious, so I would kind of, want to see Eli light them up. As a fan of the Philadelphia Eagles, I need Jalen Ramsey and them to back up all his talk and beat the heavenly hell out of the New York Giants. So forget all that trash talking. I'm on your side, Jalen.
I'm gonna need Jalen to be better informed. I don't mind the fact that he likes to have fun with it, and his brand is candor and basic poop talking, shit talking. I mean, that's his brand, and he's always honest with it. But you have to have credibility in the ish that you talk. And he hurt his credibility because some of the things he said were just outlandish and egregious. So, on one hand, I salute him for being true to who he is. He gets under your skin. He talks that ish. He's candid. But come on, fam. You gotta be.
I thought when I first saw the list, because that was before I saw the list of everybody. At first, I thought he was on his Bomani Jones joint, where he was giving mediocre black quarterbacks props and crapping on everybody he could, except for there's certain guys in the league you just have to respect no matter what. Because you see he'll pull certain names, but you're not going to say that about a Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, even if you want to. Like most dudes aren't going to say anything like that. And even when he spoke about them, and we'll give his quotes on them, he didn't go out of his way to be cold off of them either.
He really didn't.
He didn't go out of his way. He just wouldn't say anything bad about him. So, some people are like, you got to be humble. But if you look at roles in the NFL now, this is pretty much the role of an all-pro cornerback. If y'all haven't noticed recently, the cornerbacks talk super trash to everybody. The wide receivers are divas. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody has their role. And he's just fitting in. Like somebody told him, look, Jalen, as of 5 years ago, if you're a great corner in this league, you got to have no filter. You got to trash everybody. You got to be the I don't care type dude. And he's fitting right in. I mean, before him, who was it? Josh Norman talking like this about everybody. I mean, mostly it was about receivers. It was about the dudes he had to guard. But Jalen going in on quarterbacks, and they can get 400 yards throwing the other way and still make your team look bad. So it's kind of weird to go on the quarterback instead of the dude that you have to guard. But
I saw on someone that posted something on Twitter. Somebody tracked down his brother or something, and he was saying that he's been doing this since high school. This is something that he does. And he said the funny thing is it's not even about the people he's talking about. It's about him motivating himself. Because if he talks this kind of trash, he has to work extremely hard.
I saw the documentary. I saw the documentary, and it is motivation, and I get that. I see it. I just think you got to do your homework.
Bull got some sort of mental Michael Jordan thing with him, where I gotta motivate Mike would make up stuff. That's the thing. Mike was even worse. Mike wouldn't even pick out real stuff. Mike would just he's making up stuff. but I mean, trying to motivate himself to play at a high level. Because if I talk all this trash and I go out there, I can't be half stepping. You know what I'm saying? I got to be like Big Daddy Kane because they know half stepping.
Mike could go try to give Boston 60 because he had a bad box of Lucky Charms or something. It was their fault.
Mike was strong.
What are you doing? But I think first of all it's entertainment. He's not getting super personal with anybody and being egregious. It's kind of unfair to call Josh Allen trash. He hasn't set foot in the NFL game yet. But
that's fire.
Other than that, it's entertainment. It's definitely going to lead to a few more eyes on Sunday. People are going to be interested in what he does against some of the quarterbacks that he trashed. So, if it works for him and his brand, and that's what we're worrying about these days, like I said, being a cornerback and that being their thing, talking like this doesn't hurt their brand. Now, if you come out and you're somebody else and you're not known to be like this, or your position is not even known to be like this, and you try to talk this way, it might not go too well for you. But this is what an all-pro corner is supposed to be in the NFL today. So I'm not mad at him.
Yeah.
Y'all want to...
What I found interesting is the hypocrites that say, why don't you just shut up and play the game? But then, when people Kawhi Leonard don't say anything, it's we ask you a question,
we want them to
you can't
speak
be
their
more
minds. Then
transparent.
when they speak their minds, it's too much.
It's I don't know what the happy medium is there. Where do you want them to fall? You want them to I don't know. Either they talk too much or they don't talk enough. FOH.
Look, man, if he called you trash and you trash, then I ain't got no problem with it. I'll nitpick. If he calls somebody trash and I don't think they're trash, then I'm like, all right. You tripping now,
look, man. My man
it don't mean you can't
himself.
Say what you want to say. Let's go down the list while we're here.
My man is expressing himself, man. Put it like this, man. He's seen people be what society wants them to be, but not me. Go ahead, Jeff. Go ahead, you got it.
Yeah, bars. Let's start with with a couple of the rookies. Josh Allen, he said he's trash. Baker Mayfield, he said I get how he was the top pick. That's funny though, because a lot of draft pundits didn't really get how he was a top pick, but I've been hearing a lot of players and people like that saying they get how he was a top pick. Baker Mayfield is kind of different. I don't want to get off on a Mayfield tangent, but what I think players like about him is dude is kind of a gamer. He's one of those go get it by any means necessary. Might not be the prettiest, you know what I'm saying? But that's why players like him better than draft scouts. Draft scouts want you to be pretty. Right. So so then he went to Jackson for the Heisman Trophy winner. Why can't I think of his first name?
Lamar.
For the Ravens. Lamar Jackson. He said he's going to do a good job. So you notice what's going on here, Bomani. Flacco, he said he sucks. Like the way Flacco's played over the past few seasons, you can't really argue with him much. Like we all know when Flacco didn't suck, but Flacco sucks sometimes. Aaron Rodgers and Tom Brady, for both of them, he said doesn't suck. So like we said earlier, B, he wouldn't go out of his way to trash them just for trashing's sake, but he also didn't go out of his way to be all on their jocks either. He just said they don't suck. Tyrod Taylor, he said underrated. So you already got Jackson. He's going to do a good job, and Tyrod Taylor's underrated. Marcus Mariota, good game manager. Garoppolo, he said, I guess he's good. Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz, he said both of those guys will be an MVP. See, that's all you had to do. That's all. They put that as the headline. I wouldn't have had no beef with Jalen. You know what I'm saying? You gave my guy props. You gave my guy props, so we all good. Jared Goff, he said average to above average. Dak Prescott, he said he's okay. Kirk Cousins, he said he's a winner. I tried to look for a link between that, but they didn't go to college together or anything like that. So he I guess he legitimately thinks Kirk Cousins is pretty good. Winner, don't get that because Kirk Cousins ain't won a damn thing, ain't been to the playoffs. As we know, in a 53-man game, that's not entirely his fault because what he's been playing around in Washington is not really going to help Jesus at quarterback. Wilson, he said he's good. Roethlisberger, he said he's decent at best. Yo, he taking shots. Eli Manning, he said Odell makes him. Blake Bortles, he said Blake do what he got to do, which means he sucks. But he going to give his guy props because it's his guy. When Blake leaves, he probably going to let his hands fly on Blake. Nick Foles, he said good enough to win the Super Bowl. I guess that was probably one of those things like, what can I say about him right now? Probably not as good as people acting like, but, hey, he was good enough to win the Super Bowl. Drew Brees, really good. Luck, don't think he's good. Stafford, he's straight. Rivers, pretty good. Tannehill, haven't heard good things. And Matt Ryan, overrated. Now, the funny thing about this is he hasn't gotten a lot of people going at him, like a lot of league people to go at him. But Jimmy sent me something earlier where Matthew Stafford's wife is going at Jalen Ramsey, and Matthew Stafford is one of the dudes he complimented. So why is she jumping in the fray?
I don't understand anything in 2018. Again, to me, out of all those things, man, the most egregious one is your boy. Now do you see why he's been calling me Manning Eli? But other than that, man, like, it is what it is, man. But I have no idea why Stafford's wife wanted him when he was complimentary of Stafford. Man, listen, that's hilarious, man. That's hilarious.
Let me pick some of these names, and I want to see if you guys agree with them or not. Jimmy, you didn't watch football last year, but you know football. All these guys been in the league.
Yeah, I'm one year removed. So
you probably can't really speak much on golf because when you were watching football, golf did look like trash, but everybody looks like trash under Jeff Fisher. So the fact that you didn't watch, I can tell you that Jared Goff actually looked like a number one pick last year.
What did he say about Jared Goff?
He said golf. He said average to above average. So he gave him a little bit of props, even though he called him Sonic. Sonic to above Sonic. So let's see. Let's go with, first of all, you said you already spoke on Matt Ryan. You said you could see what he's saying about Matt Ryan.
Yeah, I could see that, but I also see your point too. Like, I mean, he was stretching a little bit with that one, but I get it. Because even we've called Matt Ryan overrated at times because of how he chokes in certain situations. But again.
All right, Andrew Luck. He said, "I don't think he's good." Do y'all agree with that?
He's tripping. No.
I actually think Andrew Luck is overrated. Now, I know he hasn't been healthy in a while, completely healthy in a while, but I think the fact that he played the way he played following Peyton's run in Indy, people were projecting him to be, at this point, to be the MVP of the league. This is what he should be doing at this point. And
I actually don't think if we look at 2 seasons, because he didn't really play last year, if you look at 2 seasons ago, they were garbage, but he actually had his best season individually, and it kind of went unnoticed because of them. Like, had they had some more success, he probably would have been in the MVP race that year. I think just out of sight, out of mind for him. I think because he hasn't been healthy, hasn't played much. I think people forgot.
But I don't think he'll ever be what we thought he would be. Like, we thought that he would be a top 3 quarterback in the league every year. That's kind of what we expected him, because I remember at the time people were saying how lucky the Colts were going from one Hall of Famer to a sure shot another, and I'm like, wow.
I still think that.
Only time will tell. Only time will tell. But to me, he just hasn't proven that as of yet.
But yeah, when people thought that he would be, a top 2 quarterback every year, like, at what year did they expect that to start? You know what I mean?
I mean, it would have to be, because
if you think about it, he still hasn't been in the league that long.
What year is he going in?
He's going into year number 6, playing wise, because that's if you skip 2017, and if you look at his stats, they don't even have 2017 because he didn't play in 2017.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's going into year number 6.
Playing wise, 7 of his career. I'm just saying, like injuries are part of the game. So if we say he's a 7-year veteran in the NFL, I don't think he is where we thought he would be. Now, you guys, would you trade him for either one of your quarterbacks?
I wouldn't, just because, my guy's younger. My guy looks like him, a few years back. But the last time we saw him, this is the thing. The last time we saw him, he played 15 games. He threw 63.5% completions, 4,200 yards, 31 touchdowns, 13 interceptions, and a passer rating of 96.4. The problem there lies, they went 8-7, and he was just coming off a season where he only played 7 games before that. So, I mean, I think people had started to look down on him, plus, especially since they weren't winning anymore. You come right in, and a 2-win team goes 11-5, and you go to the playoffs, and then you go 11-5 3 straight years, and then the team starts falling off. Who are we going to blame? Of course we're going to blame the quarterback.
Well, I mean, you're a quarterback. When they went 11-5,
if the
when
Colts,
they went 11-5, he got on the credit. I mean, like, again,
if the
I don't
Colts
think there's
stop
no right or wrong
repeating
answer to
history,
there's no right or wrong. But even when the Colts, even when the Colts under the previous guy were doing what they did to him, the previous guy was still somehow getting them 12, 13 wins because he was just that good. Now, I'm not saying that because some people think that Peyton
he's that.
Some people think that Peyton is the GOAT, so that's like kind of unfair to. But that's kind of the situation what it is. That's who he's going to be compared to, even though it's kind of unfair.
Put it this way, Jim. I'm gonna give him this benefit, and I'm a fan, and we gotta get out of here. But they went 11-5 until he got hurt. They went 11-5 until he got hurt.
If
he can get healthy,
what you just did right there is what Bruce Bowen didn't do. At least you're being honest that you're not being objective. Anyway, we gotta get out of here.
But they say facts. 11-5.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining us for another briefing in the War Room. Shout out to everybody in the chat room, Facebook, Twitter, those in the group recruit me at. Shout out to y'all, too. All the callers who called in, listen, we appreciate those we didn't get to. We apologize. You see, we're running out of time now. I see a bunch of you on the line right now holding. So salute to all 40 of y'all. Tune in next week live right here on demand as we catch up on everything happening around the world of sports. Until then, enjoy your weekend, enjoy your week. And like we said, we'll see you right back here. Catch all of our conversations, Facebook, Twitter, everything we do, all of our social media.
At your mama house.
Everything can be found at the hub at warroomsports.com. Also, get my book, Sports the Book, at sportsthebook.com or at the hub, warroomsports.com. So until next time, everybody, don't accept mediocrity. Be steadfast in the war against ignorance. We'll see you sometime. R.I.P.
6 to 8. Yeah. War Room Sports. Y'all ready? Let's go. Stay in tune to Jimmy. Know the blueprint. Yo. Every Thursday, 6 to 8, they do this. Shout out to Dev. PJ. B. Austin. Bay on replay. WarRoomSports.com. Get that mobile app. If not, dial 323-140012. They be going and you sensitive, then oh well. Physical podcast, let's talk sports. Showtime like magic and the block push. Listen live, push one to join in. Rip your team or listen for your enjoyment. Hip hop dollars, pit stop and knowledge. Should be in sports credits, I ain't talking college. 5 guys, no beef though. Corporate secret, but the streets know. Belafonte, I got a G flow. KC, royalty, I'm in beast mode. 2 hours, get your game up. Who's the best in sportscast? You better name us. War Room Sports. Yeah, you know, Jimmy, Dev, PJ, Shot Back, the Austin. I'm shot. Up and coming on the beat.
War Room Sports, www.warroomsports.com. What? Ain't no more to it.